Audiobook Academy Biography presents Jack Dorsey. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey is an American entrepreneur and businessman. As a college student, Jack Dorsey founded the social networking service Twitter in 2006. Twitter CEO and chairman of the board Jack Dorsey has been in charge of the company since that time, and has also acted as executive chairman. In 2010, he founded Square, an online payment network that has since become one of the most popular in the world. Early years. On November 19, 1976, Dorsey was born in St. Louis, Missouri. While attending Bishop DuBourg High School in St. Louis, Dorsey had a strong interest in computer science and began coding while still in high school. Because of his interest in the technological challenges of managing large vehicle fleets that must be in constant, real-time communication, he developed a passion for taxi dispatching. The dispatch software he built when he was just 15 years old has been used by taxi operators for decades. Founding of Twitter. In the end, Dorsey switched to New York University from Missouri University of Science and Technology. Entrepreneurs like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg all dropped out of school before earning their degrees in computer science. After moving to Oakland, California, Dorsey founded a firm in 2000 that sold his dispatch software online. The idea for Dorsey's site to combine dispatch software's extensive reach with the comfort of instant chat came to him shortly after launching his company. In an attempt to sell the idea, Dorsey approached the now-defunct Silicon Valley firm Audio executive Biz Stone recalled, "He came to us with the idea of letting all of your friends know what you're doing by sharing your status with them fairly effortlessly." Later, the firm was renamed Twitter by Dorsey and Stone, together with Audio co-founder Evan Williams. During the course of 2 weeks, Dorsey had created a rudimentary website that allowed users to publish brief messages of 140 characters or fewer, known in Twitter terminology as tweets. "Just putting up my TWTTR," wrote Jack Dorsey on the world's first tweet, which set out on March 21. It was announced that Dorsey would be the company's CEO. Despite his attempts to appear more mature, he preserved his childish mop-like haircut and an abstract, forearm-length tattoo that resembled the human clavicle bone among other things. When Evan Williams was named CEO in October 2008, he replaced Twitter co-founder Dorsey. Success on Twitter. After first being criticized by some who saw it as a tool for the shallow and self-centered, Twitter has come a long way since its inception. Even Conan O'Brien, the late-night host of comedy, used a segment called Twitter Tracker to lampoon Twitter users. The site was also plagued by frequent service disruptions in its early days. As more and more famous people and business leaders took to Twitter, the site's reputation as a punchline began to fade. Obama and McCain used Twitter to communicate with their followers while on the campaign road, and it quickly became the microblogging movement's most powerful platform. When Iranian opposition supporters took to the streets in June 2009 to protest Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's alleged victory in the presidential elections, Twitter exploded in popularity around the world. Iranian Twitter users swamped the site with real-time information when the authorities restricted text messaging and satellite feeds of international news coverage. In an email to Dorsey, a U.S. State Department official requested that Twitter postpone its scheduled repairs so that protesters may continue tweeting. In the current political climate in Iran, it looks that Twitter is playing an essential role. How long could you keep it up? According to a statement from a representative for the State Department, the call was made. Twitter complied with the directive. The Square of the Founding Fathers. Some 55 million tweets a day were posted by more than 105 million people on Twitter in 2010. Dorsey, on the other hand, had different plans. It's via his investment in Foursquare and the debut of his new startup Square that consumers now have the ability to accept credit card payments via a small gadget attached to their smartphone or PC. It became a publicly traded company the following month after Square filed for an IPO in October 2015. The billionaire businessman. After Twitter's IPO in November 2013, Dorsey saw an enormous increase in his net worth. The initial share price of the company was $26, but it quickly climbed to $45 on the first day of trading for the stock. By the time the value of his roughly 23.4 million shares was calculated, Dorsey was worth more than $1 billion in cash. Dorsey rejoined Twitter in 2015. He started out as the company's interim CEO before taking the helm full-time. After that, he declared that the corporation will be shedding around 8% of its workers. According to a Twitter securities filing, this move was part of a broader initiative to organize around the company's key product objectives and achieve efficiencies throughout the organization. An influential politician and the President of the United States. Dorsey went before the Senate Intelligence Committee in September 2018 to describe Twitter's tactics for combating false accounts and address claims of political partiality after the site played an outsized role in a debate around the 2016 U.S. presidential election. During his prepared statement, the CEO stated, "We believe strongly in being impartial and we attempt to enforce our regulations impartially." Indeed, Twitter is incentivized to maintain all viewpoints on the platform from a straightforward financial standpoint and support public debate. However, not everyone believed in Twitter's neutrality, and in the spring of 2016, President Donald Trump summoned Dorsey to the White House to discuss fears that some of his fans may be banned from using the service. After Trump claimed that mail-in voting would lead to extensive fraud, the Twitter-Trump conflict heated up in May 2020 when the site added fact-checking links to 2 of his posts. A warning to seriously regulate or shut down social media platforms was made by the president in response. Philanthropy. In October 2019, Dorsey donated $150,000 to the #TeamTrees climate change campaign, which aims to plant 150,000 trees. Announcing in April 2020, Dorsey stated that he would donate $1 billion worth of Square stock to aid in the fight against the coronavirus. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.